It's not. You're back.
My old
Yeah.
like the number.
I know mine's gone up since I bought it.
6 p.m.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the October 27th Development Review Board hearing. First on the agenda, roll call. All members present except Phil Carter. Next on the agenda, we have a public hearing review, which is not a public hearing. It is a review of some additional information for the Jerome family Vermont Holdings. Most importantly is the updated map that had been requested.
Are we recording, Patrick?
We are.
Just to be clear, we're looking at the map that's dated 9/28/25, is that right?
Yep.
So 9/11 is no longer on the...
So this brings their map up to compliance with the subdivision regulations. Most importantly, it includes the proposed building envelope that was previously not on the map.
And then George,
Sure, go ahead.
Chris Callahan, the town attorney, had asked us to state on the record when we're reviewing something, and we're submitting it into evidence. So everything that we're reviewing tonight, before we review it, just make sure we make that statement for the minutes that we are submitting it into evidence for the record.
So we did receive the packet that has been submitted into evidence.
Ones we have, I'll say
7-2?
9, 7, 2, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, 7-2. That's
It's only a review, though. It's already closed.
Yes, and then down here's the date, 9/11, when it was
I get
signed.
it. I get
Yep.
it. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I see it.
Sorry about that.
No, we're
I'll
good.
take
Just
it
make
back.
sure we're all looking at the same map.
So we want
And we're all-
9/28.
Yep. Yep. So, this is mostly to just bring everything up to the needed requirements.
So also notice that the map now shows a building envelope.
Yep.
And in the notice of decision from the hearing, it was required that any future development return to the DRB. So this building envelope suffices or satisfies that request. So now we can go ahead and just approve the actual building
Through the regular building.
through the regular building process.
Okay. Anything else we need to cover? Anyone's got any questions on this?
Yeah, now's the time. He's here.
I make a motion that we close this public hearing review.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Any hands?
No hands.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All set, thank you very much. Next on our agenda, we're going to open a recess public hearing for Gary Sawicki. Jared.
Mr. Chairman, in the matter of the Gary Sawicki application, I'm submitting these files into evidence known as Exhibit 2, which you have already received in your current packets.
Thanks, Jared. We did receive these packets, and they have been submitted into evidence. So this revolves around a hearing that we had last month, which we left with the recess for the town council and council for the applicants to come up with a plan to make 2 non-conforming lots less non-conforming. And outlined in here is their plan that they have come up with that meets the Ludlow town regulations. Is there anyone who's here to speak to this hearing tonight? Okay, just for on the record, so we have it as, it was described last,
I think he's on Zoom. Is that him?
No.
Gary and Penny.
And Penny?
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
There.
Yep, oh, yeah, so you guys are still sworn in from last time. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
I reckon.
Yep.
I really can't speak to, I did not see what was submitted.
Okay, I'm gonna read it, and then you can
Great.
let us know how, if that's kind of the way you understood it. So this is a email from Chris Callahan sent to James Young, and for discussion. For discussion, we agreed that lots B and C have merged, and after the proposed boundary line adjustment, the portions of B and C called C will merge with Lot A as depicted on previously referenced plan. As discussed, I refer you to the Ludlow subdivision regulations, specifically sections 1.33 boundary line adjustment, and by reference Article 3 subdivision plat requirements and filing requirements of section 2.3 of the subdivision regulations. It appears that this might comply as an administrative authority boundary line adjustment because the remaining portions of Lot BC called B will continue to be a small non-conforming lot. I expect the issue of merger with AC is hoped to be avoided. I refer to you to section 263 of the zoning regulations and ask for your thoughts on whether or not that would apply, and if so, what effect. Let me know if you have any questions and wish to discuss further. So that's in reference to letter from James Young of where he outlines basically in agreement, that email from Chris was, about the plans of doing the lot line adjustment. So that what will be called C here will be merged with A, making still two non-conforming lots, but the biggest thing is we are making it less non-conforming. Is that the way you understood it, Mr. Sawicki?
Yes, yep.
Okay. Does anyone on the board have any questions? Sure, go
Would
ahead.
you like those two letters from the two attorneys scanned into the minutes?
Probably, just because otherwise
Yeah.
because particularly last month's meeting, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was a legal counsel determination. Does anyone from the board have any questions? Everyone's okay with what Chris and them worked out?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the key was, we knew what they were trying to do, needed to figure out the legal way to get there. So I make a motion that we close this public hearing.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any hands, Jared?
No hands.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Next on our agenda, we're going to open a new public hearing for Lannon Lane LLC. Jared?
This is application number SUB 25-005. The applicant is Lannon Land LLC. Property owner is Lannon Land LLC. And the application is to subdivide a 32.88 acre lot into 3 lots of 17.72 acres, 9.33 acres, and 5.59 acres. This project is in the Town Residential District. Hearing date is today, October 27th, 2025, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the Town Clerk's Office, Town Hall Bulletin Boards, Post Office, and Town website on October 6th, and in the newspaper of record, the Vermont Journal, on September 24th, 2025, and the abutting property owners were notified on October 3rd, 2025. In the matter of the Lannon Land subdivision, sub 25-005, I am submitting these files into evidence known as Exhibit 1, which you have already received in your packet.
Thank you,
George.
Jared. And those documents listed on index of 001 through 040 have been accepted into the record. Do we have anyone here to speak to this hearing tonight? Okay. And so you can raise your hand, we'll get you sworn in first.
Okay.
And then when you speak, we'll have you come up to the mic. So all parties who are here to speak to this hearing, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury? I do.
I do.
Okay. How about you tell us about your project? You can sit down and talk into the mic.
Do you want to
It's
pass
easier.
out the maps?
They already have a copy of all the maps.
Okay. This is the first of two hearings, and the first section are the lots on the left. I forget the numbers, but they're the lots on the left, and there's two residential lots and then a larger lot of 17 acres that is going to be annexed to other land.
Let's just all get on the same map.
Yeah, look at your, what I just submitted in evidence, right there. That
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we just got-
And one page is just a zoom in, a blow up of the center of this map to show a little more detail. There's also a septic design that shows well shields included with this new application.
Okay. So we see so just walk us through again, how you're gonna want to divide the land.
Do you want to reference
Yeah, you can
this?
follow us along, just so
Okay.
we have it all on the record.
Okay, lots number 1 and 2 are the residential lots, and there's another 17.72 acres that's going to be annexed to Fox Run Properties. It shows a house and a septic on there, but it doesn't show the well, and the well is on the separate septic plan, which has been approved by the state of Vermont. Access to this is a 100-foot strip of land that comes off Lannon Lane, and then it comes and it gets a little bit narrower, and it accesses lot 1 and 2 plus lots 3 and 4, which will be the next hearing.
And Lennon Lane, that's a private road? Or is that town road?
It is private.
These are well shields.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I have it on. Thank you, I just wanted to-
So I know that was one thing that was talked about by the planning office was the Development Review Board's desire to keep well shields all on the individual parcel.
Okay,
Is that something that's able to be accommodated?
no. We've been doing it this way for 18 years, probably, since 2007, when the state took over the wastewater process. At that time, Ludlow had its opportunity, and they still have the opportunity, to take it over. Under the Vermont wastewater rules, well shields can go off of the property, but Ludlow has had us keep them on the property, so we've done that all along, just like that.
Okay. So all these are contained within the currently owned,
Correct.
okay, and that will be part of the deed that's acceptable? That's usually the way it's worked, is that in the deed, or however it's referenced, that these well shields are all part of these at one point, and so that in the future, 20 years down the road, it doesn't come back and that, oh, there's a well shield.
Well, it won't come back, because if you get a state permit, they're all on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cross-hatched area to the upper left is 15% slopes.
And you have no building envelopes on said slopes?
I do not.
Okay. Is there any wetlands?
There is not any wetland on this,
Okay.
any map wetland.
Surface water and/or associated buffer areas?
There's a stream that you can see on there that, well, I guess I don't have it on there, but this is basically pretty high and dry, and there is a little bit of a drainage that comes on the line between lot and one and two down lower.
Where does this sit in relation to the ridge line?
The high point is to the north about 500 feet, and it's probably 80 to 100 feet higher.
How does that look on the, is it within the ridgeline district or those here? You know?
Just the tip of that touches somewhere in this vicinity, way over here,
Okay.
you know, just
Okay.
barely.
Okay.
I can share my screen and show the ridgeline map. It might take a few minutes. So no development's going to occur there,
Okay.
or is requested to occur there.
Any board members have any questions?
I guess it's just the well shields too. There's just no, it's by the precedent of our board to make the well shields stay on the properties, the divided properties, so that nobody's encumbered. Despite what the state says, our board is kind of taking a kind of stance on that because you're encumbering the other buildings. Like, people can't build in somebody's well shield.
Where is that rule?
So we have in our town zoning regulations, the definition of a well shield is the following. The well isolation area required by the Vermont Wastewater and Potable Water Management Division. Looks like they missed a word. Anyway, Ludlow requires that well shields be completely located on the same lot where the well is located. So currently it's not in the subdivision regulation definitions, but it is in the town regulation definitions.
So I guess what's your question again?
It's just that you're said on the record that there's no way you can contain your well shields on the lots.
Not in the four house sites on this are in the spots that they need to be, and in order to put septics on and wells on, they can't be on their own lots.
And people can't build in those well shield areas. They can't put in a garage and other accessory buildings.
According to the state rules, the only thing that you cannot do on a well shield is put a septic system. You can put a house on it, you can put a building on it.
So all the deeds would have to reflect that there is potential for development within those well shields, so that subsequent purchasers of the lots are well informed of what's happening. And I think that can only be done when there's common ownership at this point.
Correct.
If there was a new lot next door, that couldn't happen to somebody who's been there for a long time.
And we have our building envelopes marked, and we did provide some conceptual data. And how many bedroom house? It looked like there might have even been an attached garage.
Where's the septic plan? I think, Frank, aren't they 4-bedroom houses? What's that? 5-bedroom
Okay.
houses.
And based off of, I'm just looking at document number listed on ours is number 10. Looks like there is an attached garage. But no,
You want to speak to that, Frank?
yeah,
So there is attached garage with other amenities in that.
well, because I just put on the, because when you put a building envelope in, right, that's where you're restricted within to a 5-bedroom house. But if you said, hey, I want to build a 7-bedroom house, come back to it, you would end up coming back. We face this in other subdivisions. That's why we really focus per legal counsel on what the building envelope is and what's you've proposed. This does not include a regular permit for building anything, but it kind of goes along with the subdivision of what is there. So that's why you did provide some conceptual data. Because it then goes kind of into page 13 of the subdivision regulations. Number 7 on that page is disclosure of subsequent development plans. So that's where this falls under. So that's where those questions come from. Is there any slope that is greater than 25 degrees?
Yes. You asked for 15%, which I show.
Yep.
But up near the north section, the tip of Lot 2 and the northeast corner of the annexed land, it's pretty steep up there.
Okay.
Nothing's planned.
Is that the northeast or northwest corner?
Say that again?
Is that the northeast or northwest corner?
Northeast corner of the annexed land.
Is one of these proposed houses going to be for public use? You have a yoga studio here.
Right?
No, that's all within.
Is that a pickleball court? The pickleball court.
And where the 25 degrees comes from is page 13, section 4.3, number 1, fragile features. Talks about layouts, building envelopes located to configure to avoid any adverse impacts to fragile features for the purposes of these. Those include wetlands, flood hazard areas, slopes in excess of 25 degrees, surface waters, associated buffer areas. Methods of avoiding such adverse impacts are not limited to the following. Building envelopes should be located in size to exclude these features. Undisturbed buffer areas significant in width to protect identified features shall be designated. Identified features in adjacent buffer lands should be designated as open space. So where that says is comes into account is when you have those steep slopes that there won't be any development on those steep slopes to basically protect that.
Well, I show 15% slopes.
Yep.
And there's no development.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have gone beyond.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that, you'd said 15 or greater, I just asked about 25, just as a clarification. Is this area covered by any wildlife habitat, scenic features we should be aware of?
I don't believe so. It's
Okay.
not mapped.
Okay.
Meaning deer yard?
Deer yard, bear yards?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Wastewater permits. And in reference to the shared common road, that's going to be owned by which lot? Or is it going to be in shared ownership?
The common land?
The common land, yeah.
It's mostly owned by Lot 1 and a little bit by Lot 2.
Okay.
Lot 1 owns all the way back to the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure, go ahead.
So on Lot 2 is where you plan to put the hammerhead?
I show it. I have a line, a note with a line and arrow right where the driveway from Lot 2 and Lot 3 split.
Right. So that's the location of the
Yes.
hammerhead. Is there a way you can
What's that?
define it a little more? I know
Yes.
you gave an updated drawing, but something that looks more like a hammerhead, so we know the emergency vehicles can make those turns?
Well, I put on there the width of the driveway and I took the driveway over here and blew it up a little bit so that we could see that.
Right, oh, in the lower left-hand corner of your main plat map. I think it's dated 10/22.
Yep.
Am I saying this right? 3, 4,
Building plans.
Yeah, she's looking at the building plans.
5, 6, 7, 8.
So he's counting 6 bedrooms as the conceptual building plans.
That's a good question. Are the building plans to spec? Does it show 6 bedrooms on the plan you submitted? But
Sorry, that was an updated plan, it's 5 to 6.
so it's a 6?
Okay, so,
Conceptual plan of 6.
Doesn't that change that?
Well, because and your wastewater's for 5.
6.
I guess 6 on that one.
so we have some things that say 5, we have some things that say 6, so that's where the confusion is.
So,
So I'm looking at sheet 1 of 5. There's no number on it, so I couldn't tell you. It's this one here. Just general notes. It says these are all 5-bedroom units.
Yeah, it says on this, Frank, that they're all 5.
Yeah, on all of them.
And then it says, and then these are all 6, so.
It's on this.
that's
And the
what I'm
wastewater permit says 5 on page 28.
28?
028.
028, okay.
Get that done.
5, 5, 5, 5, okay. Yep, with 8-person occupancy. Okay. Well, that's what we'll go with. That would kind of override the conceptual plans. They would be limited to 5 based off this. Okay. Do we have any stormwater impacts, do you think, from this project?
I don't believe that it meets the threshold because it's under an acre
Of disturbed area?
of impervious area.
Okay. And you're aware, the private shared common area, you're aware of the town highway spec standards that would be built to? Because it serves more than 3 lots?
Yeah, I could put a note to that.
Okay.
The current road in there exists.
Correct.
Yeah.
But now this isn't necessarily about that, what's pre-existing, this is about, we're building, we're extending.
Yes.
Whether that ends up staying the same name or being I'm not sure who owns the other portions of the right-of-ways to that portion of that land that's currently existing. But being that this is new, that falls under those guidelines. And did we have a fire letter?
Did you have fire letter?
Did you guys receive a comment letter from Chief Whalen?
No.
Okay. So that's something we will need. How would you describe the space that currently is occupied by this? Is it all covered with trees, open space?
Treed.
Okay. How much are you anticipating cutting back and/or leaving open space?
Oh, I don't know. What are we gonna do, Frank? A third of an acre on each lot?
Probably, yeah.
For your house site?
Yeah.
Okay.
So an acre and a half to 2 acres total with the driveways.
Do any of your water shields extend onto somebody else's property?
The well shields.
Well
Yes.
shields, yeah.
The well shields? No.
On lot 1, is that, okay, I'm mixed up. That's not the well shield?
No,
That's the septic shield.
septic
That's
shield.
all.
The well shield stays on our
Yeah,
property.
and this, I believe the depicted would be on the south side is the neighbor's well shield. Am I correct?
See where it says lot 1?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The kind of the oblong circle around that is the well shield.
Absolutely.
Yep. But I'm talking about to the south of that. There's kind of one that's along
On
the
the very
private road,
bottom.
on the very
That's-
bottom. That's the
that's-
neighbor's well shield.
That's the neighbor's
Yeah,
well
yep.
shield.
So that's your question.
Thank you.
So
Awesome.
that, this is their septic shield, this is their well shield.
Thank you.
This is the neighbor's well shield.
Thank you.
You have
Yep.
a driveway through a well shield?
Yeah, everything other than a septic can be built there. Okay.
Thank you. Here's the fire letters.
Do you plan on having we've encountered this with common roads, is there already an association in place? Will there be an association in regards to road maintenance,
So a
et cetera?
portion of the road does have an association.
Okay,
We haven't really spoken to them
Okay.
yet, so it probably would make the most sense to share,
okay,
become one association, if you will.
yeah,
There is one of the homeowners who is a part of the road association, maybe he can speak to that a little bit, but I
Okay.
think that that would be the smart thing to do.
and who's that? Because,
It's Mr. Eric Newman.
okay, and Mr. Newman, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay. Before we,
Sway him.
yeah, that's where I was going with that. So before I ask you a couple questions, I do have to swear you in because we are an on-the-record DRB. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? I do.
I did.
Okay. So the question that we were asking that was directed for you was in regards to a road association and these parcels potentially joining the same association. Is that basically what you said, Frank?
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that you were directed as a member of that association? Is that something that you would be willing to be interested in?
Well, I can only speak for myself. So there's 4 lots, 4 approved lots along the existing land lane. I own the one at variance, so I will be directly adjacent to lot 1 on the subdivision plan as well as that annex 17-acre parcel. So my lot, it's a 10-acre parcel, extends pretty much from the one side of the right-of-way, and I'll serve these new lots down through pretty much the bottom of the hill, back to the golf course there. So historically, there is no association, certainly no legally organized HOA or entity. We've handled it informally in terms of the road maintenance in the past. So from my perspective, doing something a bit more formal with the addition of these 4 new lots probably makes sense, but it's not something I've discussed with the other neighbors.
Something that you guys are willing to
I mean,
work towards?
yeah, we most
Okay.
certainly want to be friendly neighbors and
Okay.
try to work it out for the best of
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you for your comments. Much appreciated, Mr. Newman. Okay. And
I do have an additional comment.
sure, fire away, since we got you here.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, so you had mentioned the town highway specs, and it's my understanding that the 4 lots that are proposed, that would be a 25-foot wide minimum improved road surface, as well as additional, I don't remember if it was 12 or 15-foot clear shoulders. So I've heard it referenced a number of different plans and sheets, so I don't think I have a complete package. I just have a single sheet subdivision plan. And through that right-of-way that'll serve these new 4 lots, the existing, it's really just kind of an old woods road, doesn't appear to me to be depicted to scale or in the completely accurate location. At least the portion that's behind my lot, the existing Woods Road, is heavily skewed to the western side, closer to my property, through that section. And it's in that location because that's really the one kind of flat area through there. This is on a hillside. So to improve the existing Woods Road, which I've measured out right around 15 feet wide, from the culvert on the uphill side to where it drops off on my side, you're going to have to cut into the hillside or bring in quite a bit of fill on the downhill side. But given that on the downhill side, that Woods Road is already just about 15 feet off of my property line, my concern is even if the expansion of the road to meet the 25-foot wide requirement is fully accomplished by expanding to the east towards the uphill direction, if you're going to require this 15-foot shoulder, you're going to effectively wipe out the existing stand of mature trees that would provide some buffer between my lot and this new extension of Lanham Lane. And to me, it seems pointless just because that area has a pretty good slope to it. So cutting the trees down isn't going to provide any additional access for, if 2 vehicles were to meet each other and for one to pull off on a shoulder, which I gather is kind of what the purpose of that is. So, my request, or just at least for consideration, would be to relax that standard with respect to the additional clearing of a shoulder through areas where taking out trees wouldn't serve to improve, the ability of vehicles to move around one another.
So unfortunately, we don't have the capability to relax standards. Page 17 of the subdivision regulations, number 4, design standards for new and improved roads. Minimum design standards include the following. A, right-of-way for roads shall be a minimum of 50 feet in width. For subdivisions, you can get a variance. B, lots not having frontage on public highway shall have access to public highway by a 50-foot deeded right-of-way, and such right-of-way shall be laid out so that it can conform to appropriate highway standards. To ensure appropriate adequate safety and service to minimize the extent of impervious surfaces. The width of travel lanes and shoulders shall be based on the average daily traffic and designed anticipated posted speeds per the state design standards as most recently amended. We do have the capability to lower design and posted speeds may be considered to avoid and/or minimize impacts to historic, architectural, scenic nature or other resources, or to better comply with the town plan. Wider travel lanes or shoulders may be required as appropriate for road function. No dead-end road shall be permitted without a suitable turnaround at its terminus. This consists of a cul-de-sac or T, often referred to as a hammerhead, of other configurations suitable for the topography. Roads shall logically relate to topography, minimize site disturbance, including the amount of cut and fill required, and to produce usable lots, reasonable grades, and safe intersections in relation to the proposed use of land can be served by such roads. Road grade shall be consistent with local terrain. Maximum road grade shall not be in any 50-foot section exceed or average grade of 12%. Roads should be designed and laid out to avoid adverse impacts to historic, natural, cultural, scenic resources and enhance the vitality of village and town areas. Roads should follow existing linear features such as utility corridors, tree lines, hedgerows, fence rows, and avoid fragmentation of agricultural land and open fields. Techniques for preservation of scenic views and cultural features should be employed for the construction and maintenance of roads. Yeah. So that's the spec that was in reference. So really where it talks about was the width is up to the design spec, and you came up with 25.
I don't have the design specs.
Okay.
So it's 12 feet each side for each lane, and then another 12 feet on either side for that right-of-way. I just want to point out, too, that the distance between the property boundary lines along that right-of-way is about 100 feet.
So the width, that's grade.
It is 100 feet.
So the
Yeah.
boundaries of the
Yep.
property is like 100, so you can fit that 50 feet in there.
Inside of there. Okay.
So it could
And-
be to one side or the other.
Okay, and where in reference were the trees that you were talking about, sir?
Yeah, so my lot is pretty much cleared. The house sits at the back of the lot, so it's cleared up to my property line, which is at the western edge of that 100-foot right-of-way. And at the back of my property line, at the edge of the right-of-way, there's a stand of mature trees and vegetation between my back property line and where you get to the existing location of the Woods Road through that right-of-way, which I presume is generally how the expanded new extension road will be located. So the existing road, as mentioned, is only about, yeah.
I'm sorry. He was finishing the sentence on how the existing road is 15 feet.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just like a trail through the woods. So are the trees on your?
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to have to be substantially widened to meet 25 feet, and then the standard calls for an additional 12 feet of clearing on each side. My point was that existing Woods Road is only 15 or perhaps 20 feet off of my property line. So to expand it to 25 and then clear another 12, you'd essentially have to remove all of that vegetation.
So who are the trees on your property, or are they in that 100-foot wide swath that is?
No, they're within the swath, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not mine to say what happens. The
Okay,
observation
no,
has to be
I just want to make sure that
the purpose of that
we have it
additional-
clear.
Yeah. If
So
you're only taking out the trees to satisfy that shoulder or buffer 12-foot additional clearing requirement, it's not serving any purpose because it's too steep a slope through there to make that part of, to make it a shoulder that someone could pull onto.
So being that is 100 feet wide, there is the capability to have it on the uphill side to meet that 50-foot requirement based off what my understanding is?
When that road was built,
Yeah.
it was probably cleared, what, Frank, 35 feet wide?
Okay.
And small brushes growing up.
Okay.
The trees that he's talking about, I doubt any of those would be cut, maybe a couple of them, but there's plenty of room to do the necessary improvements in the 100
Because your width
feet.
is 100 feet, you only need 50
Yes.
as the right-of-way, and with, it's even smaller within that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so, would you be?
I would agree with that statement through much of the right-of-way. As you move closer to where it will intersect the cul-de-sac, it gets pretty tight, meaning, right adjacent to the cul-de-sac, there's an existing utility pole, which my property has an easement for that location. The Woods Road is directly adjacent to the pole, and then on the eastern side, on the uphill side, it's a pretty steep slope there. So I'm sure anything can be engineered. I hear what the board is saying, that it's not really at your discretion to grant waivers of the road standards. I guess I would just ask to kind of go on the record before the applicant to take that concern into consideration as they design that road, to try and preserve as much of that existing vegetative buffer between my back lot and the edge of what will be the new extension road as possible.
We as the Development Review Board, one of the things that we do take into consideration is vegetation and buffers. So that's why was wanting to get some clarification. And so you're saying that within the capabilities that you should be able to leave the majority of the trees?
What size trees is he talking about?
So what size trees you're talking about, mature?
It's a mixture. I mean, through all along my back line, it's a mixture of brush and then mature hard and softwood trees. There's a pine there that's probably 20, 24 inches in diameter. There's a number of hardwood trees that are more on the order of 8, 10, 12 inches in diameter.
The big trees, we wouldn't touch.
Okay.
Unless one was dead and ready to fall
Okay.
over. And we would do some clearing of the 2 to 4 inch stuff that has grown up along the edge of that road right now.
So maybe the best way to describe it is that you would leave a vegetative buffer between Mr. Newman's property and the roadway,
Yeah.
mostly focusing on leaving the bigger trees
Yeah.
to preserve that. And you guys are okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make you happy, Mr. Newman?
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. Appreciate it.
What does everyone think from the board?
I
How's
get
that
that.
sound?
I'm really confused because we don't have a fire letter and we don't know the capability.
We
No,
still also need to have a
well,
fire letter.
I'm
so
also
that-
saying if a fire truck can get up there, like, I have no idea, like, the
Yep.
grade and how it will change. Will he,
Do you think the road will be sloped more than 12 degrees?
12%.
12%, sorry, my bad, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. From the cul-de-sac to the corner of where it splits and goes from lot 2 and 3 is might be, everything's less than 5%. A lot of it's pretty flat.
Oh, okay, so the way you first started, you made it sound like it was going to be greater than 12%. You're saying it's going to be considerably less than 12%?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
It's very flat.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, the way you started to say that, he was like, oh, it's going to be 30%, sorry, okay.
No,
Okay.
it's
Everyone-
real flat.
Okay. We will need the fire letter, though. I did not see a police letter either. Did you guys receive a response from Chief Warfel?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Okay. Other questions from the board?
so because the plans say 6 bedrooms, we're still going on a permit of 5 bedrooms.
So
plans.
all the engineered
All
plans
that says
and
five.
the state wastewater permit all say 5-bedroom. The conceptual plans that were basically provided for building envelope and what they proposed to build said 6. As it would sit based off the documentation from engineered and the state permit, they would be limited at 5 right now. Unless, do you have plans to go after a 6-bedroom?
Well, it kind of, the short answer is yes,
Okay,
but at this point, we just felt the need to have something in hand to
Okay.
propose.
okay. So with what we have from the state and from your designs, we're at 5.
Correct.
It says 5 on the state plan.
Right,
But we will verify that.
okay. And because also under your general notes of sheet 1, we have all those listed as 5 as well. So I assume that was what you submitted to the state to get your permit.
Correct.
Right, okay. So, as it sits right now with the documents we have, you'd be limited to 5 without any adjustments.
Correct.
Okay, and you guys are okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So, the conceptual plans would not override.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
we're not approving any
No,
conceptual.
we're not
plan,
approving
just the-
any, but we're
just the
a
lines
building
right now.
with a home with an attached garage up to 5 bedrooms is what could be built inside their building envelope. Is that, okay. Other questions from the board members? Okay. So other than the fire letter and our police letter, I think we had everything else. One more, on utilities, are they gonna run in that 100-foot wide right away as well? Above ground, below
Yeah.
ground,
Below ground.
below ground, okay.
A small portion may be above ground.
That's fine. Just more curious of location. Okay. Any other questions from the board members?
We also need to talk about, well, they talked about the road association, we do something.
We can get,
Something if you want.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, we definitely.
So, we will need something formalized on a road association. There's many boilerplate ways to handle that, but basically, the things we're looking for is who's gonna be part of the association, who's gonna basically maintain the association. So those things are gonna go in hand with, to kind of tie with your fire and police letters, your 2 serve letters, in the sense that, let's say there's a snowstorm and someone's house is on fire, the fire truck can't get up the road, who is responsible for the road? It's the association, so something along those lines. What else did you have on the list? Just those, in those 2
Yeah,
letters?
those two.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest was
Any other, do you have any questions for us? Okay. Okay. I make a motion that we recess this public hearing.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
There was nobody on the, else for this.
The only
subdivision,
person who we
just the
swore
one
in
guy.
to talk was Eric
Yeah, okay.
Newman.
I couldn't remember if there was somebody
Okay.
else said they were
And
here
then
for
we
that.
recessing till when?
So that is a question. Do you think that you would have it within your association documents within, at next month's meeting?
That's 2 weeks away.
That's 2 weeks away.
Yes.
And the fire letter.
2 weeks?
And
Yeah,
because this is the last, yeah, this is a weird month. Okay. And do we think we can have our fire letters reach back and a police letter by then as well? Reach back out to them?
Yes.
And the right away
Okay.
knocked out.
Oh,
The association.
Yeah, so you said yes to the association and yes to the, you'll get the fire letters.
The association, I mean, there's 2 ways we can do it. We can either do it on our own, or we can join forces with the Land and Lane for current homes there. So I'll speak with Mr. Newman.
Yeah, the way he implied is there's no official,
Correct.
I imagine that subdivision was done prior to zoning as a pretty old one. So at the bare minimum, it needs to account for where your addition will start.
Right.
Ideally, I would say from this board's perspective, we'd love to see the whole road fall under that, right? Versus just neighbors working together. But
Right.
we're at minimum, we always have goals, but best you can do,
Sure.
if that makes sense. And did you have
Would-
some?
Would you like me to put building envelopes on there?
So is that not what we had depicted?
I don't have any building
Okay.
envelopes or setbacks. I just have the suggested house site on
Okay, so that was just the suggested house site, not
Yeah.
the building envelope. So yes, we
Okay.
would like the building envelopes with the setbacks.
Okay,
And wherever, if that's where you think the houses are gonna go,
yeah,
then within that. So we've already kind of talked about the steep terrain and that that's not gonna be proposed as development, so that's on my bad. I thought that was your building envelopes that you But so yes, we'll, ideally if you can add those.
okay. Is there anything else you'd like me to put on?
I thought everything else was on there that was requirements. Did anyone else say
I
anything
just
else?
think
they've
that
got?
if the fire letter's, gonna request something different, for a turnaround, if the maps would have to
Okay.
reflect that, the hammerhead actually written on.
So the hammerhead, so I'm looking at,
You got that?
on one, there's no number page.
Should be, no, it wouldn't. should
Yeah,
be
but it has it
dated.
drawn on the side.
Right.
Does that meet the specification? What's the?
I'll take a look
Okay,
at that.
because his letter will say it will need the turnaround that meets that, so the hammerhead or cul-de-sac. There's,
And that's in your road standards.
yep, and it will also be in the fire letter. So what it will say is that your road will have to comply with, I can't remember the regulation that they.
Road and bridge standards?
No, that the fire chief always references about the turnarounds. It's like VSP 101.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
It's,
and
fire
in there
standards,
it has the specifications.
Yeah.
So,
I'll-
okay.
I'll
double check that.
NFPA 1.
Yeah, there we go. NFPA
NFPA
101. Yeah.
And I'll make a note about the roads built, town road specs.
Yep.
And spruce that up.
And also we can put a note in there about the vegetative buffer if possible.
Okay.
That will, anything else we're going to be looking for?
No, I think we're here.
Okay. So we got a motion,
One second.
and we seconded. This was all
Did
under
we
extra
have a
discussion.
motion?
Yes,
Yeah. He-
seconded by John.
Recess till next
Oh,
month.
sorry, oh, you
Oh,
said,
right.
sorry, Julie.
I tried to sneak
But,
in
oh,
there.
sorry there. Sorry.
Sneak in because John's from.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Anything else that we need to talk about? Okay. And we are recessing until the next month. Okay.
What's the
Any
date of
hands?
that?
Oh,
11?
November 10th?
November 10th. Okay, there we go. Any hands?
No hands.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You guys.
We still have one more for you.
You still have one more. You have the other one.
Can't just ditto it?
Unfortunately, we're going to call another one, and I'm pretty sure you guys want to speak, and we can probably make it a lot faster. How's that sound? Okay, give us 1 second here.
Jared, any idea who Danny D and Nikisha are?
Okay.
You want to ask him? now?
Next on our agenda, we're going to open a new public hearing.
I'm sorry, George. They were just questioning the two people on the bottom, what they were here for. She was going to ask them.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, Jared. Go ahead, you can ask him.
Nikisha and Danny, are you with us? And we're just wondering who you're here to see? Which case you're here?
They're both for the Potbelly.
Both for Potbelly?
And what is Danny's last name?
Del Nostro. DELMAST.
Yes, I'm here on Zoom.
We just had to record your names for the on the record portion. But okay, so we're gonna next on our agenda is number 6. We're gonna open up a new public hearing for Lannon Land LLC. Go ahead, Jared.
This is application number SUB25-006. The applicant is Lannon Land LLC. Property owner is Lannon Land LLC. The application is to subdivide an 11.17 acre lot into 2 lots of 6.82 and 5.28 acres. This project is in the town residential district. Hearing date is today, October 27, 2025, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the town clerk's office, town hall bulletin boards, post office, and town website on October 6th, and in the newspaper of record, the Vermont Journal, on September 24th, 2025. The abutting property owners were notified on October 3rd, 2025. And in the matter of this land and land subdivision application, I am submitting these files again into evidence known as Exhibit 1, which you have already received and reviewed in your packet.
Thank you, Jared. We did receive the labeled in the indexes 001 through 040 for this one. Who's here to speak to this hearing this evening? Okay, I'd still do, because they're separate hearings, do you have to swear you in again? Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Okay, how about you tell us about your project?
Well, we're basically, it's a 2-lot subdivision, lots 3 and 4 shown on the plan. The ones to the right of the road going in. Basically, it comes off of Land and Lane, which is a private road, and then the access is within a 100-foot strip that goes back to lots 3 and 4.
So
Little bit of 15% slopes on there,
Okay.
and no wetlands.
So the prior hearing, the way that it all unfortunately all works is that everything that was said previous is unfortunately only pertinent to that hearing, right? So we're basically going to rehash a lot of this, being that we already talked about a lot of it. We're going to re-say it again for on the record. We're building 5-bedroom homes, and that's what you got your.
Correct.
Though the proposed did indicate 6, we're all happy with the 5 bedrooms.
Correct.
Okay. We're on on the map, we're going to add building envelopes. There was,
A note-
sorry, go ahead.
a note for road construction,
Okay.
and a note about the turnaround in reference to the fire regs.
Okay. So we are waiting on a fire letter. In theory, there have to be 2 separate fire letters or one that applies to both that can be shared. So we're waiting for the fire letter and the police letter. We're going to be looking for the highway spec standard note. We talked about a vegetative buffer and the turnaround that we're going to look into. The well shields are contained all within the property that is presently owned by one person.
Correct.
Okay. So that's these well shields.
It just cuts off here, doesn't go around there.
I believe that's the road. It's town road,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yep. Okay.
Private road.
No, on other side of the property?
On lot
Right
4.
away.
Oh, it's a right of way. I bet, sorry.
That's the Pinnacle Road.
Ah, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So that covers all the things to the plans that we wanted to change.
I know you mentioned it too, you mentioned we were locking the police fire on this one also?
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah,
I heard-
and the
I heard
fire- and the
I
fire
heard-
letter.
I heard fire, right?
Yep.
Right. Trying to hear that.
So you do have some shaded areas, which are more than 15%, but that is not where the proposed building is going to be. And you will be adding the building envelopes. There's, on these 2 lots, is there anything over 25%?
I don't believe so.
Okay. We covered applicable road standards, fire letter, reservation of open space. How much, in relation to these lots, are they mostly wooded or are they currently open?
Totally wooded.
Totally wooded, okay. And how much is your expected that you're gonna be clearing?
On this one,
Yeah.
probably about a half to 2/3 of an acre.
Okay. talked about our design specs. Bring it back up in this hearing. These lots are being proposed to be part of the same, sharing the same common road as another application. So the same deal for your road association. Basically, all one document, right? Can be shared between both, but that will need to be provided for both. What else? Anything else that people have questions in regards to this hearing? Do you have any questions for us in regards to this hearing?
Actually,
Sure.
so with regard to the association letter, if we start out on our own just to make our lives a little bit easier, and then decide to connect with Atlanta Lane Association, or Atlanta Lane folks, is that, do we have to come back to the board for that?
Nope. Nope. So because if I'm correct, that their parcels were subdivided before that was a kind of a requirement by the DRB. So because of what you're proposing is that you would be responsible at minimum from where you start to the completion, right? You would not have to come back. If that's the path you go, in the event of a decision that would be offered on this, it would specify where, and that might be something you'd probably have in your association documents, is stating where it starts, their responsibility, and where it ends, right? If that makes sense?
Sure.
Just so that it's clear which parcels are responsible for, at minimum, that requirement. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
If you add up the two lots, it comes to 12 acres.
Or,
Yeah, we took the 6 point.
yeah.
12.10. It was the same on the other one, they didn't add up right.
I just double-checked your math.
Say that again?
So based off the map, just Doug brought forth, so lots 3 and 4, we have it as, they equal 12.1 on your map, and we had it as 11.71. Does that make
Yes,
just?
yes, we
The
do.
total acreage?
Yeah, total acreage.
I'll check that.
Yeah, I just double-checked that, and
On
that might-
on the other one, it came out almost a quarter of an acre more.
We're making a little bit more than every day.
any
The other
other,
thing is there's just, it's, what's confusing me also is that on two different maps, you have the compass rose is, one's facing north is to the left, the other one's north is to the north, or to the straight up. But the map of the properties don't move, so there's just a little bit confusing. I just take a look at that.
yep. Okay,
Because when we were speaking to him about where his trees were on the east side, I'm looking at one map, you're looking at another, so it's just kind of
Yeah, okay.
confusing.
Say that again?
so we got 2 different compass roses.
Okay.
So you have this one where north is here, and this one north is here,
Yeah,
and
it's all.
in both of them, the map is exactly the
This is
same.
that way.
This map,
Which one is right?
right here,
Yeah,
sits like that.
yes, I understand.
So they both face north.
This here is lot
Oh,
4.
wait a minute. This one sits like here. Yeah, that needs to be changed.
Okay. Okay. Good catch, John. Any other questions from the board members?
None for me.
Handled it.
No hands.
No hands. Okay. I make a motion that we recess this hearing until the next DRB, which is November 10th.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you. We can go now?
You guys are all set, unless you're here for other ones.
If it's still. with some of your papers.
All right, great, thank you.
Appreciate everyone's patience through our many paper sortings here, but we are on to our next thing on the agenda. We're going to open a new public hearing for Okemo 5 LLC. Jared.
This is application number 510-25-CU. The applicant is Okemo 5 LLC. Property owner is Okemo 5 LLC. And the application is to remove the existing building at 130 Main Street and construct a new restaurant and 4 residential units. This project is located in the Village Residential Commercial District. Hearing date is today, October 27th, 2025, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the town clerk's office, town hall bulletin boards, post office, and town website on October 6th, 2025, and in the newspaper of record, the Vermont Journal, on September 24th, 2025. The abutting property owners were notified on October 6th, 2025. And in the matter of the Okemo 5 LLC application, I am submitting these files into evidence known as Exhibit 1, which you already have received in your packet. I have also been handed a new evidence, which I will deem Exhibit 2, to submit into evidence for this hearing. That's it. I know. I want to keep one. How many is that? One more.
Oh, no, Felicia.
That's it. One actually for you.
Can we give this to her? Is that it, Jared?
That is it.
Okay, thank you, Jared. As part of that index, it's listed as pages 01 through 51 for that Exhibit 1. Who do we have here to talk about this hearing tonight? Okay, anyone else want to talk about this hearing tonight? You don't need to be sworn in. You're
I think some of those.
So anyone who's here that wants to talk about this one, I'd ideally like to only swear in people one time. So if you'd like to talk at any point about this hearing, we'll swear you in.
Scott, did you just raise your hand?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone on Zoom that wants to talk potentially about this hearing?
See no hands?
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury? I do.
I do.
Okay. How about you tell us about the project, Mr. Reeves?
Well, Jared did a nice job of summarizing it, but this is to tear down the existing Potbelly Pub building at 130 Main Street. We're going to leave the foundation in place and then build a new building on top of it that'll be 3 stories. The first floor will have a 78-seat restaurant on the first floor. And then on the second and third floors, there'll be 2 apartment or condominium units. I think they're each 2 2-bedroom units and 2 3-bedroom units. A couple of things that I just wanted to call out that I have in the questionnaire, and on page 6, I believe, I had a typo in there.
Is that page 6 of the questionnaire or
That is
page 6
correct.
of the index? 6 of the questionnaire?
Yes, I don't know what the index is. So this is in reference to the number of parking spaces, and we had originally laid out 14 parking spaces on the property, and we were able to get 18 on there. And to meet the zoning requirements, we would need to have 23 parking spaces to accommodate the 78-seat restaurant and the 4 residential units. And we don't have that, but part of the email that I distributed to you guys a moment ago from Brendan addresses that, and there is lots of parking spaces out on Main Street, as well as the public parking up by, was it 199 Main Street? So we're going to look to that to help cover the parking differential there. Then the second thing that I wanted to get to was on page 10 of the questionnaire. Sorry, page... Oh, I lost it.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The bottom of page 8 under transportation, it says the village residential commercial zone, and I had 2 parking spaces for each residential unit, and it's actually 1.
Yeah, the state has come down with that new,
Correct.
yeah, which has overridden that.
Yep.
They haven't all been up, they're in the process of trying to.
Updating that.
Updating all those, yep.
So the other thing that I just wanted to point out as an introduction to this project is that, you know, we have to, in our applications, talk about conformance with the municipal plan. And so there's 2 pages of notes that I took from the municipal plan about talking about the redevelopment and reinvigoration of Main Street. And so I talk at length, and I'm not going to go word for word here, but I talk at length about how this project is going to do a lot to help revitalize Main Street and maybe freshen things up just a little bit.
When you were mentioning the building, the entire building height, how high will it be?
3 stories.
But how many feet?
32, I think, is what 3 stories works out to.
So I did read through your questionnaire.
Okay, good, thank you.
Which I always appreciate when those are filled out. So just so that we're all on the same page as we go forward in the discussion, is that you're asking for some slight concessions in regards to parking and some other things because of the benefit that it would bring to the community.
So let's talk about other things for a
Okay.
moment, because the setback distance between 126
Yeah.
Main Street and 130 Main Street is 3 feet, 3 inches.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, the setback is supposed to be 8 feet.
Correct.
But it's
That's
an
where I was
existing-
going with this.
Right, so it's an existing condition, and we're going to take the building down to the foundation, and we're not changing that, so that we are renovating on top of an existing foundation.
So,
And I talked with Jared about this
Okay.
several months ago. So,
okay.
yeah.
Did you guys talk about, I read through, did you guys go through where it talked about the pre-existing buildings and not expanding pre-existing?
So we are not expanding the footprint. The footprint that is designed and we have shown in our
Yeah.
drawings sits exactly on top of that
Okay.
same footprint, with the exception of the little deck on the front. At this moment in the design, we don't have any deck on the front or a porch. It's just steps going down, and that has to do primarily with the flood fringe.
No, mostly my question, let me just find the exact wording that I was referencing. Because of this project, I went back through and I wanted to make sure I was up on non-conforming or continuing conditions of non-conforming use, because obviously the building is, you know, based off documentation that you did submit, it is not in the historic record.
It is not.
Okay.
And we have a jurisdictional opinion from Act 250 and State Historic Preservation on that topic.
We had a bunch of emails back and
Yeah.
forth that were part of the index pages there. Give me 1 second.
While you're doing-
While I'm doing that, yeah, you guys can fire away on
I
their
just want to ask a
questions.
question.
Yeah.
Did the town take out the 2 parking spots in the front of the Potbelly Pub? Did
No,
they
they're still there.
What did they take out? They took
They
out the
took out
ones
the 2 in front of the next building down.
on yours, on your building?
No.
On the one
it-
that-
further down.
There's only one parking space in front of the Edgar and Volkers, and then it's a walk. That's in
Excuse
front
me,
of the
Patty,
Potbelly.
you were not
They weren't
sworn in.
sworn in.
Sorry, George.
No, that's fine. Thank you. So, give me 1 second. My sheet here.
So is that.
Nope, you're good. We're gonna, my bad, I should have left my mark on it. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't know that meant to answer a question. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, if the board has any other questions, they can fire away while I find what I was trying to read.
Can I ask you to just repeat your answer about the parking
Yeah,
space?
so currently now, there's one parking space in front of Edgar and Volkers, and then it's a crosswalk that's in front of the Potbelly. So there's only one parking space and the rest is a crosswalk, and they've got edging from the alleyway to the crosswalk, and then from the entrance of the parking to where Johnny's is.
Got
to
it.
the
Okay.
parking space. So just one parking space.
That's it. I just wanted to ask, I know the state reclaimed some of that part, those spots.
So, this is where I found so under 261.2, conditions of continuation or change of non-conforming use, number 2. A non-conforming use, once it has been changed to or replaced by a conforming use, shall not be changed back to a non-conforming use.
But the existing building was not a conforming use.
Correct.
And I'll also add in is that the previous restaurant that was there was given 126 seats, I think, by the fire marshal, and we're cutting that back to 78. So, if it was 126 seats, there were many, many more people and many more parking spaces required at that time.
So this also pairs up with number 3 under that section. A non-conforming use which has been abandoned or discontinued for a period of 6 months or greater shall not be resumed without conditional use approval from the Development Review Board.
And that's why we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the other that I wanted to talk about.
Right, so the 4 apartments is an approved use. The
Correct.
restaurant is a conditional use under the village residential zone or whatever it is.
But with your changes, we do kind of the site plan, or we go through the site plan, which you provided with all the parking.
Right.
And everything. We'll get to that. So kind of back to the original statement I made was that mostly in relation to the parking, and we'll talk about the rest of all the other aspects of the project, is that you're looking for a slight concession because of the benefit that this project would provide to the community.
Agreed.
Okay. So in your questionnaire, this is probably more of just a data thing to put on the record. How many seats did you say you currently have, or how much sewer water allocation do you currently have?
I don't know in gallons per day off the top of my head,
Okay.
but it was previously permitted, I think it was 126 seats.
Okay.
Plus 4 units.
Plus 4 units.
Plus 4 units, right.
Okay, that
In the
were
in the existing building.
In the existing building, okay.
Right.
So, and that was my question, because in the questionnaire, it says you were not adding capacity.
No, we'll be probably reducing capacity.
Okay.
If, for no other reason, the number of seats in the restaurant.
Okay. So, but that permit is already in place?
Yes.
Okay.
It never lapsed in between it, except when it was.
As long as they've continued to pay their bills.
They pay their bills, all right.
Yeah. No, because that was, just to make sure, kind of put all those numbers onto the record. Do you want to talk with us about the right-of-way for, that's at between what is the Book Nook and what is the Potbelly?
Yeah, so
Do you
the,
want to walk us through that?
yeah, the distance between the two buildings is 17 feet 7 inches, if I remember right. But to the property line, it's more like 16 feet 6 inches from the westerly edge of the Potbelly Pub building to the property line.
Okay. And that is shared between the both parcels there?
That's correct.
Okay.
Although the lion's share of it obviously sits on the Potbelly Pub property.
Okay. And that's already existing, that's not a new right-of-way?
That is correct. That has existed there for decades.
I know the same individual owned, or did previously own both, so that's why I just wanted to make sure that was, whether it was old or new. Since we talked a little bit already about parking, is the plan that we had, let's see, proposed site plan which depicts all the spots, is that the one where you were saying you got up to 18?
Yes, and that has a revision date on it of September 25th. The original plan date was September 5th, but we have a revision date of September 25th.
Yep, okay. So revision dates down here. Revision date, 9/25 to 25. Okay.
Now, how does it work, like, when you have the residents in there, and there has a parking ban in Ludlow, will there be spots designated just for the residents there, so that when you're filled up during the, like, the winter?
Yeah, I mean,
How will people know how to park in there that live there?
well, that's a good question, because it's a gravel parking lot, so you can't paint lines on it and have them
Yeah.
stay. But we can designate with a signpost, these 4 lots are for the residences, and the rest are, free will for the people that are coming in that are guests of the restaurant.
Free will, I like it.
It's better than chaotic.
Can we talk about the drive to the parking area? The width of that driveway?
Yep.
And want to go over, there's no parking in that drive, there's no...
Right.
And then also deliveries accessing the building.
Yes, so deliveries primarily would come into the back, into that parking lot out back, and those would be off-hours deliveries, typically they're early morning for food supplies and liquor and that sort of thing. So they would be coming around to the back side of the building, not off the street. And that, I think, was one of the stipulations in the police chief's ability to serve letter.
He did outline, you can read that specifically.
Yeah, there was a thing about not, deliveries.
Yep, that's his.
I can't find it.
Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, nobody wants to be trying to deliver beer on the Saturday after Christmas at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Main Street. I mean, it's just...
I don't know, that tractor trailer goes into Alvashot, he's got to have pretty good. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he does it in one shot.
I've watched it more than once, because it's just amazing.
So, this is from Chief Warple's letter. His conditions, one, the way he outlines it is this project will produce additional traffic, will place a burden on the roadway. 2, this project shall require additional traffic control measures. And under that, it says, during winter traffic hours, there shall be no large deliveries made to this location. 3, he outlines what those are. So winter hours of 1500 through 1800, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then those hours through all of Christmas week in December and President's week in February. You guys are okay with those?
Makes sense to me, to be honest.
It does, but...
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to stipulate that with the delivery drivers.
Okay. Alarm system is not mandated, but would strongly suggest one, and register any and all alarms with the Ludlow Police Department. This project in and of itself may place an adverse impact to the police department. However, combined with all other buildings in Ludlow, the department's ability to serve the town may be diminished. And it is approved by him.
So if you go to Chief Whalen's letter, he'll cite in there NFPA 1, which is the life safety code, and that's going to require alarms, smoke and all that stuff, so.
Being that we brought that up, we'll go through that.
Okay. I'm ahead of you, I'm leading the.
No, you're okay. Hey, it works out.
We're on this right now. We did the-
So,
we did the-
number 1, this is Ben Whalen, Fire Chief, also is representative of the Ludlow Ambulance Service as well. So his conditions are as follows. 1, approved construction, electrical, and plumbing permits shall be obtained by the Vermont Division of Fire and Safety prior to any work. All noted conditions shall be met, and the project construction and occupancy shall be compliant with the stated adopted edition of NFPA 1, NFPA 101, and Vermont Fire and Building Safety Code. Rough-in and final fire, electrical, and plumbing inspection shall be completed by the Division of Fire and Safety and Ludlow Fire Department prior to the coverage of walls and occupants of the space. Building shall be equipped with a full NFPA 13 sprinkler system. The fire department connection shall be a 5-inch STORZ, S-T-O-R-Z. I assume that's
It's a type of fitting.
type of fitting.
Yep.
The assembly area shall have a Zoll brand AED located in agreed upon location. The knockbox shall be installed in agreed upon location and be maintained with fire department access keys prior to occupancy. If it is determined that this is a new construction, fire department impact fees shall be collected. And that's what he says. So, 1, 2, 3.
One of those new ones they handed out tonight.
The police letter. I don't have the police letter.
So,
Oh, okay.
back to parking for a
Yes.
minute. So we talked about, you're gonna have some sort of designation for tenant parking.
We can, yeah.
Okay.
If that's a condition of the approval.
Is
yes.
that something that you think would be reasonable?
Sure. I
What's the board think?
don't
I
see
just
why
feel
not.
like you're taking the dead of winter, somebody's either owns it or is renting it, and they can't park on the street, and they're not gonna walk from this municipal parking down there, realistically,
Yeah.
when they're plowing the roads.
What would the hours of the restaurant be?
I haven't discussed that with the ownership, but I would imagine, basic 7 days a week would, well, let's say weekdays, a normal weekday would be like 11 to midnight, and then weekends and holidays might be until 1 a.m. But that, I'm speaking off the cuff, I haven't asked them that question.
I was asking because about parking.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you think that would be reasonable to mark them with some sort of signage?
The parking spots, yes.
Yeah, understand it's gravel. that-
Yeah.
That you can't draw lines, make it stay. Some sort of signage. And I know you had
All the questions were answered.
Oh, okay.
It was mostly about parking.
Okay. Are you gonna have, like, the little bumper things? Is that?
Curb stops?
Is that what you call them? Yeah. To delineate each spot, or is it?
We can. That complicates snow removal a little bit.
Okay.
Because.
Well, that's where my next question's gonna go.
Yeah.
Is with snow removal.
right,
What's
go
the
ahead.
plan for snow removal?
So we have a corner in there where we have a dumpster shown and that sort of thing, so we
Yep.
can push snow straight into the back there
Okay.
and pile it along the property line. And that would be pretty easy for whoever's doing the snow maintenance in there, and then probably push off to the east side against the neighbors, against that property line on the east side. Stockpile snow there.
Is there is that where the dumpster was before?
I don't know that.
Okay. Typically, we have, mostly for visual aesthetics, around dumpsters, kind of that screened-in meshed
Enclosure.
enclosure. Is that something you're okay with?
If it's a condition of the approval, sure.
And so, the plans kind of depict that you are going to remove the deck that's
Yes,
currently on the front of the building.
yes.
And then it looks like you've got one set of double doors. Let's make sure I'm on the front elevation. Looks like one set of double doors that will go in
Yes, into the restaurant.
into the restaurant. Okay. And then where will the entry be for?
It's in the southwest corner of the building.
where the house is. There's 2 doors here.
Okay, yep, okay. And then it's gonna be stairs up.
Yes.
How do you delineate handicap parking when it's gravel? Do you just put a sign up
Yeah,
that says handicap, like,
right.
because it's on the map?
Blue and white sign.
Yeah, the normal ADA kind of handicap parking space. Yeah.
There's a ramp.
So, on the front, kind of above the doors, there, you've got an open space, and then you have a circle depicted? That's the circle, or is that another window? Yeah, just kind of...
Well, we're gonna have to look at this one.
What about is that?
It may just be an architectural feature. Yeah, I think it's just an architectural
Okay,
feature.
okay, so,
Yeah.
okay. Because you know how it goes, like window, blank space?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, there's this giant circle. Okay. Just wanted to...
Well, we're thinking about putting a big red clock up there.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Not gonna do a whole lot all day. So you're saying this is, I'm sorry, it's on a slab right now?
No, the building itself has a finished, not a finished basement, it has a full basement underneath it, well, a portion of it, and then there is some slab on grade.
Okay,
And
so
we're
we're
gonna,
going down to the foundation.
correct, yeah, we're not gonna, if we can avoid it, we're not gonna try and get into that foundation at all.
Is it going to be filled?
No, they'll keep it, use it for mechanical space and storage, but
Are you changing the location of the kitchen, bathrooms, anything like that?
yes.
Okay.
So the kitchen now is located along the west wall, and we're gonna put it in the south end of the building, and the bathrooms will move back there too. So that'll help, collect all of the plumbing and wastewater and all that in one location.
Okay.
Can we talk about lighting around the building, Ted?
Sure.
I saw you have a lighting plan. Can we just discuss that?
It's in on some of the plans.
Just a question about what your plan is for the lights on the outside of the building. There's some conversation here.
Yeah, I think there would be probably just some architectural lighting on the front primarily, just to help light up the spot, but to be night sky compliant, would all be, the full cutoff shoebox lights, and, particularly mounted over the entrance and exits in the building.
Will there be lights in the parking lot?
I think we're probably going to have to, particularly on the southerly border of the parking lot, probably put a couple of poles, lights on poles there. And they're typically like a 12-foot high pole with, again, a full cutoff light.
I think what you're saying makes sense. I just don't see it on here. I'm just wondering if that's...
Yeah, actually, I didn't get it marked on there, John.
You said there was a lighting plan?
There was a conversation about it in the answering.
In the questionnaire.
Okay, because I saw it in
But
the question. I didn't know if there was
No,
an
I
actual...
hadn't
okay.
provided one.
No.
Okay. No, that's fine.
On the second floor, what are these things? Are these lights?
So there's a little awning that sets out over the front of the steps there, and so those are the brackets that hold that awning up.
Thank you.
Do you know what color they're thinking about yet?
I do not.
Okay.
If you build a little deck on the front, is that for eating outside?
Yes, but at this point, Doug, there's no plan to do that.
Yeah, okay.
And if the owners do decide to do that, we'll come back and ask for that permission. One issue that we have is the flood fringe comes right up to the footprint of the building. And it stops there, fortunately, so we're not technically in the flood zone. So if we were to put a deck or a porch or something like that on the front of the building, then we are technically in the floodway, but it's easy to build around that to comply with the rules. You just put everything up on a pier so that you don't have a significant portion of the building that's, subjected to floodwaters.
Thank you.
Other questions from the board?
Jared,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm curious how the owners would handle a situation where a resident of the building comes home and to find every parking spot full because the restaurant is doing so well. Would they call somebody in particular? Would they take it upon themselves just to call a tow truck? And, would they designate physically with, signs, apartment 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, something like that?
That could happen, and then within the association that they'll have to develop, then they can come up with a plan for towing if they need it or something like that.
Will the owners be living upstairs?
In theory, the owners of the project?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I think the intention is to build these apartment units or condominiums and sell them out.
Are they going to keep the name?
That's the intention, because there's a lot of brand identity with that name. A lot of people, me included, were in there misspending our youth, so.
Gotta recapture that.
Yeah, it's a little late, I'm afraid, John.
Do you have any questions for us?
I do not.
Is there anyone, we swore in a few other people who had questions, comments, opinions?
Since I can't look at the map, it's hard to tell. The parking is all on one side, given technically that, I'm assuming there's a line, but some of that parking is being on the
Yep,
side.
so we look at proposed site plan page that's got your parking listed.
So most of the parking lines up along here, and a couple in there, and
Oh.
4 against that side. Well, that's the open space against the back side of the property.
So, I guess it's sort of a future question. So basically, you're using all the space to fill parking for the Potbelly, pretty much.
Within what's on the footprint for the Potbelly Pub property. Yeah.
Because in reference to your question, because you're referring to the parcel that shares that entrance there, looks like there is room, there's a kind of existing parking that kind of lines up along your property line and back.
Well, not ours, but.
Yeah, or
Current owners.
where your business resides.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions, comments? Eric?
I wasn't sworn in.
Oh,
because I wasn't going to give testimony, but you asked for opinions, and I'm always good to give an
Well,
opinion.
that was on me. Give me 1 sec. I'll swear you in.
Thank you.
Okay. I should just swear you in on every one
You
of these.
should. Yeah, I'll put my hand up
Okay.
next
Do you
time.
solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury?
I do. Thank you for the time. Opinion. There's a lot of discussion about revitalizing the village, and oftentimes, it takes that first person to do that project, and then that's really the catalyst for others to see what can happen here. And this is a type of project that I see as sort of that catalyst to really starting the revitalization of the village. You're taking a dilapidated property that is well past its prime, well past its financial use, and really creating something new and exciting, for the residents, to bring new folks in, and really to start that process in the village. So I'd urge the town and this board to really consider that, on projects like this that don't appear to be giving any impact, only a positive to move this forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I could just add on to that,
Sure.
right now, there's a deficit in the number of restaurant spaces here in town. So to add 78 more seats, it's not a huge impact. It'll not replace Sam's, and it's not going to replace Mr. Darcy's and, some of the other places that have been lost, but at least it's a start, and I think the community is looking for that.
Anything else you want to add?
No, sir, I'm good,
Okay.
thank you.
Question, do you foresee the owners putting tables out front for sidewalk dining, cafe style outside?
We haven't talked, I haven't had that discussion with them, but I would not rule it out.
Just wanted to get that in there.
There's a question.
Well, it seems like parking, basically what he asked for, we have a long-term situation, which is like, we talked about giving them special dispensation, which seems fine. My problem is sort of like, it feels like we're gonna run into, if we're gonna even do more revitalization, we've got sort of a parking problem built out, right? Like if we are revitalizing our main street and adding capacity, right, we're only gonna put more pressure on our parking spaces over time. I'm not saying they have to solve that problem. I'm just saying that as a town, we have to figure out probably a better solution than what we're doing today. Because like, they're trying to maximize their space in the back. And let's say, say whatever happens with our building and they maximize as well and they make that better and they have to look at the regulations. I'm assuming it's going to be sort of the same process where they're like, how much space can we put back there and do we have enough to cover that space? And then going back into the overflow in Main Street. And I'm going to say that Main Street doesn't really give you any overflow. That's not really a solution because as we can see from people shopping at Abishan or other places, Main Street is generally, it can be an overflow, but generally in high traffic times, it doesn't help you at all. And it's not so much that they need to solve it, but we as a town need to solve that problem because we're going to run out of spaces.
Yeah, I mean, no, go ahead.
Well, point of order, I don't know if he was sworn in.
He was.
Oh, he was, okay.
He was.
Sorry.
He was the only other person that was sworn in.
Yeah.
Got it, sorry.
No,
Yes, I do.
I noticed.
You have a good poker face. Not.
But, I mean, the state kind of, with their one parking space per unit instead of
Two.
the two that Ludlow had, and other towns probably had different, I think that has put more pressure on, though in theory that was designed to solve the problem. I don't think it solved the problem. It solved zoning problems, but not real-world problems. And it probably needs to be addressed at more of a town level, but unfortunately, it's not the board here to solve those matters. But I do appreciate
But
your comments.
as a resident.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. Other questions, comments from the board?
Is there anybody currently using that has the right to use that parking lot behind there? Any of the other businesses in the area that are currently using it?
I think that Master Plumbing uses it with permission, but I'm not familiar with whatever that agreement is between the owners, Okemo 5 LLC and Master, so.
I'm sorry.
They have been using
that. They have been.
And some of Russo's renters up the street used to park there in the wintertime in back of the pub.
Again, I don't know. I don't have that familiarity with it.
He had tenants up over the hatchery. I think they used to park down there.
Yeah. You know, I don't know that.
Yeah, I know one does. Oh, no, it's actually, I'm sorry, behind DJ's. So she works at DJ's. So. Never mind.
I'm not even gonna put that down.
We got the hours of operation on the fire.
You said 11 to, what was your first?
I mean, it was one.
So it's a rough guess, and I haven't talked again with my client about this, but I would suggest 11 to midnight, Monday through Friday, and on Friday, Saturday, and holidays, like 11 to 1 a.m.
Is there an off chance you might do like a breakfast for a funeral or a wedding breakfast on a Sunday morning? Or is there an off chance you might open at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning?
I wouldn't rule it out, John.
So maybe the hours would be closer to 8 or 7 in the morning till midnight?
Sure.
If you put those in, we have to come back.
Yeah,
Otherwise
that's
you have
a good
to come
point.
back.
Yeah.
You can't administratively review change hours, though, if for some reason, so what do you think?
Oh, we
7?
changed that? Because you used to have to come right back in here, and it was a pain.
Yeah.
We always told people that you're on the side of
Right.
Yeah.
more.
So
And
we've
I've-
agreed on
8 a.m.
8 a.m. to midnight,
Yep.
Monday through Thursday, you said?
Yes.
Friday, Saturday,
Sorry, Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday through Thursday. my bad.
Right, and Friday and Saturdays and holidays would be
8
until
to
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus holidays.
As we
Plus
said,
holidays.
he said
Okay,
holidays.
just make sure we got that all
Yep.
squared.
I
Okay.
got it.
We always can count on you. Anything else to add?
That would probably include Christmas weekend,
Yeah.
That's
So is there
all.
if you were to get a
the
permit,
whole week.
you know, theoretically today, would they start the demolition before the winter, or is that something that was?
That's their goal. They would love to take that down before the winter.
Anything else?
Will they have live music in the restaurant?
I don't know, I haven't asked that question.
If they,
Right.
if they remove the building, so it'll be a vacant lot all winter, would they?
That part of the
I mean, it
conversation
could
I
be
haven't
used for
had yet,
additional
Jared.
parking until they start construction, but,
There's gonna be a foundation there that following.
yeah.
No, they'll have
That's
to
true.
protect it.
They'll
I know, I'm
For
just
sure,
saying.
yeah.
Well, that's true.
Can't park over
Julie,
there.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anything
that's
else
true.
from the
I think
board?
we did everything, it covers the
No.
letters.
Not for me.
Make a motion that we close this hearing.
I'll second.
Okay. Further discussion? Any hands?
No hands.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much, Ted.
You bet. It's nice to see you all again.
Good to see you again. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
What's next? Where am I? I'm so lost.
What's that?
I can't find my agenda.
Oh, yeah. I'd give you mine, but it's got too much crap.
I know, me too.
Look in these over here.
What's,
Minutes.
but it's something we said.
Pretty lonely now.
I had it. I had it. Oh, no. I had 2 copies of it.
Next on our agenda is minutes.
What about, okay.
Page 2, Alicia, number 8, just halfway in, will be into the corn crib. I think it should say is.
In page 2,
I'm sorry, wait. no, that
number
sounds weird.
8.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
right.
The kiln will be into the corn crib where the kiln will be located in.
Is that right? That's right, that's right. I
Yeah.
thought it was in, but.
Will be into?
Will be
Yeah, it's-
located.
Located.
Yeah, I think that would be
Take out
the,
the into.
it just sounds a little weird.
Yeah, just take out the.
Will be in the
Yeah,
corner.
let's just leave it like
I
that.
changed it for that. I
Yeah,
changed it.
yeah, okay. What else?
Okay.
Oh, it's on page 3, number 7. I just want to make sure. I just said the permitted limited number of days of the deck usage. I don't know if that made it sound, does that make sense, you guys?
Yep.
All I asked is how many days on the deck usage.
Yep.
It wasn't the building. it
So
wasn't-
that was in relation to the previous
Yes.
permit. They were expanding the number of occupants. And there's a weird caveat that if you use it for only so many days a year, you don't need to expand your sewer system, or in this case, septic. And
Yes.
this new permit that they applied for
Was different.
did not include it adding seat capacity. It stayed the same. They just wanted the deck.
Yeah, I just had made that
Yep.
a big thing of it, not the whole building. not
Yep.
the- On page 4, these are very little, but number 32, John Boyer asked about an overhang on the new deck. I just thought people were going to read these. We want to look at
What's
it.
wrong with that?
Read it without about.
There's no-
Okay.
Ask an
Oh, okay,
overhang.
okay.
He asked an overhang about it. On page, on page 6, the 27, George Tucker, just about our developing lit. I think it's lot,
Which one?
right in the top.
27.
Oh, 27, sorry.
I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? About developing lit.
Oh, lot. Okay. No, I just didn't hear, I thought you said 7,
Oh,
not
no.
27. I was like, 7, I was like,
Where is it? Jen, you weren't on there.
That was all James,
It might be
yeah.
it. Did anybody else have any more? I think that's it. I went through them all really good, let me make sure. I write down if I have.
yeah, that was a
I think
trying
that's it for me.
meeting.
That's it.
Make a motion, oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as corrected.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Under other business, we got a busy other business day today. So the first big thing is we have to vote on the Divided Sky Foundation permit amendments to implement via the court order. So if you have a copy, Jared, to read the exact change. I know you talked with Chris Callahan in depth about what the change was.
Would you like me to read?
We don't need to read the whole decision or anything. 'Cause wasn't it just about one specific word change? If I'm remembering it correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have his
Is that
email.
the one the court has?
You have the email.
He said they
It's
can't
just-
have a methadone clinic.
That's basically no methadone. That's what I-
This is condition number 2 is right here.
Yeah.
Right.
The subject property shall never be used as an outpatient methadone treatment.
Outpatient was the big word. That was the change.
Okay, good.
So
That was
that
basically-
went to court, and that has come back to us, and that we have to basically say yay or nay if we are okay with that, right, and adopt that as the conditions.
Why did it go to court? Did
They
somebody-
appealed. They appealed.
Who is they?
The-
Divided Sky, I believe, or was it the neighbors?
I think it was the neighbors, it was the condo association.
That's what I was wondering, if it was the neighbors.
I can't remember.
It had
This
that.
one's been going on for a
I
long,
don't know
long
if this
time.
lady, did she want to be sworn in at all? I don't know, she just came on just now.
Well, this is
It's not a hearing.
Oh, that's right.
too late.
That's right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, this isn't a hearing.
Yeah,
This is,
this
this
is
is, this is a,
yeah.
basically thumbs up, thumbs down.
So we're
vote.
just going to say that.
Is everyone okay
what
with
the
adding
court-
that condition
I am.
to the permit? So you got one yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, okay. So
Because the
that,
court order.
that is unanimous yes. Okay. And then we have our bi-weekly mill update. Does anyone have any questions on that? Okay. Other than that brings our other business to a close. Anything else we need to talk about under other business? Okay, make a motion to say goodnight.
Motion we adjourn.
Close the hearing.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
Question for you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good night.
Snag those.
Oh, whoa, 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 don't
Oh,
take
take it,
mine.
yes, okay.
I need mine to